السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. Before we start, Dr. Nadeem, this is how we do it. Listen carefully. Everybody take your phone out. Everybody, please take your phone out. Brothers and sisters, get your phone out. Go to YouTube. Type IS Augusta. Everyone, please. And press subscribe. It's free. Done? IS Augusta, right? ISA. ISA Augusta? ISA Augusta. Dr. Nadeem, ISA Augusta. 1A? IS Augusta. Okay. IS Augusta, we got it. Everybody please press subscribe. The more the YouTube channel grows, the more, inshallah ta'ala, people will benefit, and inshallah ta'ala, the content will grow, and that will attract more people to our community here, inshallah. طيب. بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما يا أرحم الراحمين. We ask Allah Azza wa Jal, teach us what benefit us from what He taught us, and increase us in knowledge. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. So tonight, I want to say Jazakallah khair for the brother who suggested the topic, and I had it in mind, but because it's a little bit long, but I'm going to try to condense it as much as I can so we can get as much benefit as possible. And it is about how can, or let me put it this way. We have to pray. We have no choice not to pray. Muslim and don't pray, they don't go together. So I have to pray. So if I have to pray, why don't I enjoy praying? Why do I pray just because I have to pray? Do I eat just because I have to eat? No. Salad, appetizer, dinner, dessert. So we enjoy eating, even though we have to eat. But we don't say, none of us say, you know what, I'm eating just to survive. Nobody does that, especially if you're Lebanese. We enjoy eating. So similarly, if I have to pray, why don't I enjoy praying? So inshallah ta'ala, if you apply what we are learning today, wallahi, you're gonna taste and feel something different immediately tonight in Isha. So I want everybody to make intention and ask Allah Azza wa Jal right now, Ya Allah, make me from the people who listen and apply. Allahumma ja'alna mimman yastami'una al-qawla fayattabi'una ahsana. Listen to what Allah said. أولئك الذين هداهم الله وأولئك هم أولو الألباب. The ones who, when they listen to something, not only they follow it, they follow the best of it. Ahsana. Allah said, these are the ones who are guided, and these are the people of intellect. Allahumma ja'alna minhum ya Rabbil Alameen. We all know the 5 pillars of Islam, right? Yahya, what are the 5 pillars of Islam? Before Salah, ya Habibi, I'm going to go pray without saying something else. Shh. Salah. Zakat. So, Shahada, Salat, Siyam of Ramadan, Zakat, and Hajj liman istata'a ilayhi sabila. other than the shahada, which is a verbal commitment, the rest are all physical. Right? If I am sick, fasting will drop. If I am sick and poor, Hajj will drop. If I am poor, zakat will drop. But if I'm sick, poor, and whatever, salat will never drop. Never. So that's why it is extremely important to focus on our salat. It is the amud of the deen. It is the pillar of the deen. The Sahaba used to say, Rasulullah ﷺ, he never said leaving something will lead to kufr except salat. We know now how important it is to abide by the salat. The second point is how important it is to pray the salat on time. Because I used to ask, and I learned from my mistake, I used to ask somebody, do you pray? They say, yeah, I pray, alhamdulillah. And then it turned out that they come home at night and they pray all the salawat together. This is not Islam. This is custom-made deen. That's not salat. إن الصلاة كانت على المؤمنين كتابا إيش؟ موقوتا. It is in a prescribed time. Allah Azza wa Jal, this is the time. If I get up right now and I say, brothers, let's get up since we are in the masjid and we are all here, yallah, let's pray Fajr. They will say the Shaykh is something wrong with the Shaykh. Nobody would understand. Nobody would get up and pray Fajr, no matter who come here and ask you, get up and pray Fajr. It's not the time for it. I'm just going those. I want to establish the importance of salat and importance of salat in time before we get to the khushu' part. In Surah Al-Nisa, listen carefully, ya akhwan. In Surah Al-Nisa, Allah Azza wa Jal is telling Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, إذا كنت فيهم. Let me go straight to the translation. Ya Rasulullah, if you are in the battlefield, you are in the battlefield, and time for the salat comes, let some Sahaba act as guards and the others pray, and when the ones praying finish, then they will become the guards and the guards will start praying. If there's anyone on earth that is excused, it will be the mujahid, right or wrong. He's not watching a movie. He's not watching a soccer game. He is performing jihad. And Allah said, these are performing jihad, Ya Allah. Give them a break. Let them, when they go back home, they pray. No. If the time comes, you get up. Let some brothers protect you and you pray. And when they finish, you pray and then you protect them. They pray and you protect them. If there's anyone on earth that is excused, and this is the answer for everybody, brother, why don't you pray on time? I am busy. Are you busier than this? And I'm not talking, of course, about a surgeon who has a 5-hour surgery and if he leaves, the person dies. I'm talking about us, normal people. I'm not talking about the student that he has an exam from 2 to 6 and he has gonna miss one salat and we can tell him, listen, you combine. I'm talking about brothers, just because I have a meeting, just because I'm watching a movie, just because I'm in the mall, just because, no. This is a difference. This is what makes you a Muslim. As a matter of fact, most of the people, wallahi, that took shahada in Dallas, you know, when you ask them, what was the reason? You know what was the number one reason? Discipline. You see the brother sitting with you and he's playing soccer and all of a sudden, I have to go pray. What? You know, for a non-Muslim, this is, what are you doing? You can wait to pray. No, now. I have to pray now. I had a meeting with the FBI one time. When I was in New York, the FBI loved me so much. And love them back. So one time they took me for questions about someone, for hours. And they have a trick in the FBI. They ask you a question. There are four of them. They sit down, ask you a question. When you get to the fourth asks you the same question to see if you're answering the same answer. Anyway, as they're asking me, I said, it's time to pray. They looked at each other. What do you mean? I told them, it's time, I have to pray. Wallahi, they all left the conference room. They gave me a place to pray. I finished, and then they came back. So there's no, you see, it is, I'm talking about, again, I'm talking about normal situations without any harm to you. I'm talking just the people who are always, I'm busy, I'm working. Ya akhi, leave 5 minutes. If you have to go to the restroom, you would leave everything. 5 minutes, go and perform your salat and come back. Do whatever you want. But to ignore the salat, and this is something that, oh, I will pray qaza. This is another story. No. Qada has a certain conditions. Not just because I am driving, or I am here, or I'm there, or I'm visiting someone and I feel shy to tell them I want. No. Salat is on time. And wallahi, the moment I became very consistent and worried about my salat, this is when I was really felt that my life has changed. When salat became my number one, the most important thing in my life, that is when my life completely changed to the better. So ya akhwan, make sure Allah comes first. His name is Al-Awwal. Make him Al-Awwal in your life. Make him the first. And then you would see the barakah. You would see the complete change, improvement in your life, bi'idhnillah. When you put him first, he will change everything around you. But when you know when you delay the salat for no reason, you know what you're doing? Allah said, pray now. I'm busy. I'll pray when I want to. This is literally what you're doing. Again, I'm talking about the people who no excuses. Allah said, you pray right now. Fajr is right now. And you said, no, I'm sleeping now. When I wake up, I'll pray. Astaghfirullah al-Azim. This is not convenient for me, Ya Allah. You know how lucky we are, you and us also in Dallas, that Fajr is at 5 and 6 all through the year. Earliest is 5, 4, maybe maximum 5:10, 5:15. You know, in New York, when I was in New York, it was 3:30. And we all know people in Europe, 2 a.m., right? Difference between Fajr and Isha is few hours. So these I want them to be established first, and then now inshallah ta'ala we will start with how can we achieve khushu' and salat. One of the greatest scholars, he said, نحن في الصلاة كأننا في بستان طعامنا فيه الخشوع وشرابنا فيه الدموع. Allahu Akbar. He said, when we are in salat, we are in a bustan, in a garden. Our food is khushu' and our drink is tears. You know, these statements, they do not come out from someone unless they experience something beyond our imagination, right? How could they come out? How could you say these things unless you live them? Can I be from the khashi'een in the salat? Can I have khushu' in my salat? Because many of us constantly say it's very hard, it's almost impossible to have khushu'. Can we? 100%. What's the evidence from the Quran that we can have khushu'? Who's going to help me? Allahu Akbar. Barakallahu feek. قد أفلح المؤمنون. Successful are the believers. Who are they, Ya Allah? What are their characteristics? الذين هم في صلاتهم خاشعون. How can Allah, my creator, tell me about something that I cannot achieve? And he's praising these people. That means I and you can have khushu' in our salat. We can. Don't let the shaitan whisper, this is something extremely hard. This is only for Sahaba. Why? The Sahaba are aliens? They are human beings. How did the Sahabi tell the people in that time there was no anesthesia? He said, if you want to cut my leg, wait till I say Allahu Akbar. Well, if you want to cut my leg, wait till I say Allahu Akbar, because when I say Allahu Akbar, I'm in a different word, then you can cut my leg. When the other Sahabi, the masjid fell down, and when he said, why didn't you tell me? He said, when the masjid fell, he said, I was in the salat, I was focusing. Two Sahaba, one Muhajir, one from the Ansar, Rasulullah ﷺ assigned them to protect the soldiers, the rest of the Sahaba. So they were standing at night, they looked at each other, they said, you know what, it looks like a quiet. Why don't you sleep a little bit and I will pray tahajjud, and then I wake you up, you sleep, I sleep and you pray tahajjud. They said, okay. So Muhajir slept and the Ansari is praying tahajjud. One of the mushrikeen came and saw the Ansari praying tahajjud. He got his arrow and boom, he shot him on his shoulder. He's praying. He took the arrow, threw it and continued. Second arrow, shot him on the other shoulder. He took the arrow out and continued praying. When he shot him with the third arrow, that's it. He's now khalas. So he went down to sujood and he woke up the brother, and immediately the brother woke up. He saw him all bloody. He said, why didn't you wake me up from the first arrow? He said, I was reciting a surah and I was so much into it, I don't want to stop. Ya Ikhwan, where are we from this? Where are we? If the Imam recited a little bit longer, we start itching and moving, and Ya Imam, what's wrong with Qul Huwa Allahu Ahad? Yalla Ya Imam, hurry up. Because we are missing something. It is one of the most beautiful, sweet ibadat is the salat. To show you how and I don't mean anything, but I'm just trying to show you how behind we are. Who among us is looking forward for Isha? Nobody. They look forward. They couldn't wait for the next salat. They couldn't wait. We pray to get it over with. I'm done with Maghrib. Khalas, alhamdulillah. Finished. No. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, arihna biha, ya Bilal. Oh Bilal, make iqama so I can feel at ease. I can relax. We are the opposite. Yalla, Imam, I want to finish. I want to go back to dunya. I want to go back to dunya. How can we achieve this feeling? Now we know that it's 100% achievable. There are so many examples of people who achieved it. How can we achieve it? Inshallah ta'ala, we will take few points. And again, إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ. What does that mean? Ya Allah, I want to improve my salat, and the only way I can do that is if you help me. Every ibadah, every act of worship, I cannot perform it without the help of Allah Azza wa Jal. إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ. Ya Allah, I worship you and I need your help to worship you. What is that noise? First, I'm not going to go into the conditions of the salat and all that. We all know those things, inshallah. Start from the wudu. The khushu' start from the wudu. If I ask you, why do you make wudu? Many of us are going to say, because it's a condition. Without it, there's no salat. طيب. You know what the business that the Sahaba do with Allah? It is the business of intentions. One amal with multiple intentions. This is the business they used to do. One action with multiple intentions. Like for example, I'm coming to pray Isha. I make the intention, I'm going to the masjid because every step Rasulullah ﷺ said, a hasana is written and a sayyi'ah is erased. I'm going to the masjid because it's 27 times. I'm going to the masjid because I'm going to make a checkup on my brothers, say Assalamu alaikum. I'm going to the masjid. All these, I'm praying here and the guy next to me, I have 7 or 8 intentions and he has 1 intention or no intention whatsoever. Praying, both look the same. This guy is, thousands and thousands of hasanat because just he paused 5 seconds and he made all these intentions. Similarly in wudu, before I start my wudu, I am obeying Allah by making wudu. Which ayah? Ayah number 6, Surah Al-Ma'idah. Right? Ayat al-wudu. So imagine, look, I am obeying Allah. I'm gonna do wudu the same way like Rasulullah ﷺ. Now I'm following the sunnah also. And I feel the hadith that as I'm washing my hands, Rasulullah ﷺ said, what happens? The sins are dropping. And I'm thinking about it. As I'm washing my hands, as I'm washing my face, all the sins I committed with my eyes are dropping. And I'm performing the wudu the right way, and I'm making sure all the parts are getting the water and everything. When Ali radiallahu anhu used to make wudu, he used to become so red in his face. Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, what happened? Why? He said, do you know who am I about to meet? Do you know who am I about to meet? He used to shake and become so red. Because salat, ya akhwan, we translate it into prayer, but this is the wrong translation, right? Prayer is dua. Salat is from the word sila. Sila means what? Connect. And salat is my connection with my creator. The salat is a connection with Allah Azza wa Jal. It's my daily connection with my creator. So, I made the wudu, proper wudu. And it's always preferable for the brothers who come to the masjid to make the wudu at home and come if you can. That will be more rewarding. Make wudu at home and then come to the masjid. If you're coming and work and you don't have wudu, it's no problem. I'm just saying more reward is to come with wudu. Before we say Allahu Akbar, one of the first, we're going to mention few keys. The first key, presence of the heart, حضور القلب. And this is just the first key. People think that this is the only key. No. This is just the first key. My heart is present in that salat. I'm going to repeat it one more time. If you, bi'idhnillah, and me and you, if we apply what I'm saying, wallahi, with the help of Allah, you're going to feel the difference. Number 1, my heart is present. My heart is present. I am about to meet my Creator. I am about to stand in front of the one who gave me everything I have. I am about to stand on the most beautiful, Jamil himself. I'm about to stand on the one who have more mercy on me than my own mother. All of these feelings before Allahu Akbar. Can you imagine? Sometimes you haven't seen your mother in a very long time and you heard or she told you, I am coming on that day. The closer the day comes, the more your heart beats. And when you go to the airport and you look at the screen and you see your mother's plane landed, your heart starts beating. I haven't seen her in 2 years and she's my mother. Well, the one I'm about to stand in front of loves me more than my own mother and have mercy on me more than my own mother, and I'm about to meet him. My mother and your mother and every mother on earth, all their mercy combined, you all know how much your mothers love you. All of their mercy combined, all of them, from Adam till the day of judgment, all their mercies combined is part of one mercy that Allah put on earth, and He left 99 till the day of judgment. Just why the righteous predecessors, he was asked on the day of judgment, if you were given the option, your mother or Allah will decide your destiny, who would you choose? If they tell us, my mother, of course, if I got a fever, she goes crazy. She's going to throw me in hell? He said, Allah, because He's more merciful on me than my own mother. And I'm about to stand in front of the own merciful Himself. All of this is before Allahu Akbar. Now when I say Allahu Akbar, few things that are halal become haram. Right? Eating is halal. Eating is halal. It becomes haram. Drinking, all that stuff. Laughing, all that becomes haram. Talking, just regular talk, all become haram when I say Allahu Akbar. And also, add to it, a shaitan with PhD in distraction will be assigned for you. And his name is Khunzab. You of every single thing that you forgot. He reminds you of everything. I'm going to come back to Khunzab. Let's continue the keys first. So number one, I have to have my heart present by living all these feelings. And again, if you want more details, 30 episodes on YouTube, Finding Pleasure in Salat. Put my last name and put pleasure in Salat. You will have all these episodes, 10, 12 minutes each. Sit down, repeat them, let your children watch them. Trust me, it's more details, way more details. Second key. First key is to have the presence of the heart. Second key, we hinted to it yesterday, and that is what inspired this talk. Understand what you're saying. Impossible to have khushu' without understanding what you're saying. But Sheikh, you are Arabi and you know. You think that all Arab understand the Quran? Yeah, Arab. Do you all understand the Quran? There's so many Arab around, you ask them, no. We have so many doctors here. You were ready to put 10, 8, 12 years to become a doctor. How much effort did you put to learn the Arabic? I know they're not going to like this. You put hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars to be called a doctor and to practice. And may Allah reward you, we need you. But how much effort did you put to understand the Quran? I am ready to pay $50,000, $60,000, $100,000 a year for my kid's medical school, but for him to learn Arabic, I want to first haggle with the Imam for $500 a month. And second, I don't have the time. There's no time. But I have 10 years. for a degree in this dunya which I will never be asked about in the grave. None of the questions of the grave: what degree do you have? Where did you live? What car did you drive? But when it comes to understanding the Arabic, I have no time. Even though it will change my life. Allah Azza wa Jal chose this language to be the language of His book. None of us can pray salat with their own language. None. We all have to recite in Arabic. طيب. And again, I'm not saying understand the whole Quran. I beg Allah to make us from the people who understand it all. But at least the surahs I'm reciting, make this your project. Imam, I'm going to give you a homework. Imam Hamza, I'm going to give you a homework. Your homework in this Ramadan, to make sure the last 8 surahs of the Quran explained bi'idhnillah. Done? Done. Alhamdulillah. This is very important. This is your ra'iyah. This is your people. They have to understand at least the last 10 surahs that we recite constantly. Otherwise, I remember someone sent me a video of a parrot raised by a Pakistani brother. I don't know if you saw it. He's reciting the Fatiha. If I stand up, Allahu Akbar, and I start reciting, what's the difference between me and that parrot? What's the difference? He doesn't understand, and I have no clue what I'm saying too. But I have a brain. And this is another problem. When you ask me to talk about something, unfortunately, the excuse, ya Allah, I did not know, is gone. I sent you a guy named Bajur from Dallas just to tell you go and learn Arabic. What else do you want? Understand, second key, understand what you're saying to the best of your ability. Again, please don't think I am giving you something it's impossible to achieve. Just at least start with translation. What does the word mean in English? Then you can go to tafsir, but at least know what you're saying. Would you stand in front of your boss and say, what are you saying? Well, I have no clue, sir. I have no clue what I'm saying. What would he say about you? How can I do this in front of Allah? So number 2, understand what you're saying. Number 3, slow down. Slow down, ya akhi. Slow down. Where are you going? Where are you going? فَأَيْنَ تَذْهَبُونَ? Where are you going? What is it, that thing that you cannot postpone a minute? What is it? Who are you that you cannot extend your salat one more minute? The difference between a good salat and a quick salat is 1 minute. 1 minute. So why are you rushing? Why are you rushing? I thought we grew up believing that Allah is the most beloved to my heart. How can I be in meeting with my most beloved and I'm rushing? Slow down, ya akhi. Slow down. Read the Fatiha slowly. Read the Tasbih slowly. At-Tahiyyat slowly. You are in a meeting with your Creator. I'm going to show you something. Put the timer on your phone. I'm going to show you the difference between a good Fatiha and our Fatiha. Timer ready? Okay. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. 12 seconds. Okay. Now, ready. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. 18 seconds difference. Mr. Rushing, you don't have 18 seconds? 18 seconds times 2 rak'ah, 35, 36 seconds will make the huge. Is there a difference between the first Fatiha and the second? Is there a difference? Huge difference. You are enjoying, you are applying the hadith of stopping at the end of the ayah. You are saying them in a way and add another few seconds and you start living. Alhamdulillah, Ya Allah. On a Saturday night, I'm sitting in your house learning your deen. Ya Allah. At the same time, you put me here in your house. There are millions of Muslims disobeying you, and you chose me to be in your house. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Right or wrong? Can we start counting the ni'am that we have? Can we start? We're not even going to start. Just you here, sitting here right now, is one of the greatest ni'mah ever. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. So how can I? Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, Rahman Rahim, Maliki Yawm Al-Din, Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in, ihdinas siratal mustaqim. How? Wallahi, how? Wallahi, I am ashamed to talk to you like this. I'm ashamed, I'm shy, I feel wrong talking to my brother, just my brother. I will never ever talk like this to my father. A'udhu billah. How can I? What made me, or what made it okay to speak like this to Allah? To Allah. Slow down. Literally, where are you going? Most of us, many of us, they have their own clinics, their own businesses, their own jobs. And subhanallah, we are in a place, like I mentioned yesterday, all you have to do is ask. Brother Salah ad-Din was looking for a job for maybe a year and a half. And every time he got a job, he find it a problem with the salat. But then things start getting very, very tight. Year and a half without a job, it's a lot, as we all know. Then he took this job and said, Ya Rab, you know that 18 months I've been refusing jobs because they won't let me pray. It was very condensed. I don't know what his job was. Then he took that job and he said, Bismillah. And he went to the boss. It was a female. She said, excuse me, ma'am, I started today and I really need just 5 minutes to pray, because usually it's either Dhuhr or maximum Dhuhr and Asr, and the rest are all at home. She said, absolutely. This conference room is booked for you at that time. Khalas, put it on the schedule. This is all yours. Salah ad-Din was so happy. The next day, you know what happened? Wallahi, it's all about where is it coming from. You know what the next day happened? She came and she said, Sal, on my way here, I found that there's a mosque 5 minutes away. Why don't you go pray there? She wants him to get the jama'ah. She's not a Muslim. So when you make the intention, Allah, وَمَن يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا. When you have real taqwa, Allah will get you a way out. Don't worry. Allah will get you a way out at school, at wherever you are. Allah will get you a way out. But you have to show that you are sincere about praying on time and doing your best. So the third condition for khushu' is slow down. Slow down. Subhana Rabbi al-Azim. And I found out that one of the best ways to do that is take a breath between one tasbih and the other. Subhana Rabbi al-Azim. Subhana Rabbi al-Azim. I'm praising Allah Azza wa Jal. So let's try it all together. Subhana Rabbi al-Azim. Subhana Rabbi al-A'la. Huge difference between Subhan Rabbi al-A'la and Subhan Rabbi al-A'la, Subhan Rabbi al-A'la, Subhan Rabbi al-A'la. One time I was, also again, this was in New York. I was sitting after the Salat and a brother came and started praying. He was praying so fast that I said to myself, I have to say something. I can't. And he unbelievable. So I said, let me wait for his second rak'ah. When he make ruku', I'm going to say Subhan Rabbi al-Azim with him when he goes down to ruku'. I said, Sub. He was up. Sub. And he was up. So he finished. I said, Assalamu alaikum habibi. Jazakallah khair for coming to the masjid. Allah bless you. I just want to have to ask you a question. Did you really say Subhan Rabbi al-Azim 3 times in the ruku'ah? I said, yeah. I said, how? Because to be honest with you, I was timing you. I said, Sub, and you were up. He said, Sheikh, let me teach you. I said, منكم نستفيد. تفضل. We benefit from you. Bismillah. قال لي, Sheikh, when you're praying, and he was really serious. He said, for example, you're reciting قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس الله أكبر. Sheikh, as you're going down, Subhan Rabbi al-Azim, Subhan Rabbi al-Azim, Subhan Rabbi. When you get there, خلاص, you're done. You get up right away. So, يا حبيبي هذا لا يجوز. What are you doing? Subhanallah. You know, one of the hadith that is really scary, that we all know by heart, is that when the man walked into the masjid and he prayed, and then he came to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and he said, Assalamu alayka ya Rasulullah. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Wa alaykum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Go back and pray because you did not pray. He did not tell him, you prayed, but 10% was good, 15. You did not pray. Go back and pray because you did not pray. So the man did it again and came back. Ya Rasulullah, assalamu alaikum. Go back and pray because you did not pray. The third time, the same thing. You did not pray. I am wondering, wallahi, I am so scared. How many of us, if Rasulullah ﷺ saw them praying, he will tell them, go back and pray because you did not pray. Wallahi, I'm so scared that I go and I'm excited. I died at 65, 70 years old, and I'm excited I have 70 years of salat, and then I found out, boom, haba and manthura, all scattered dust because I was rushing. So the man, and this is another lesson, no matter what, or how old are you? The man said, Ya Rasulullah, what did he say? That's all I know, so, alimni, teach me. Allahu Akbar. Now we feel, I'm going to ask to teach me? Look at the white beard. How can I ask? It's a shame. There's no shame in the deen. Ask. Ya Rasulullah, teach me. And what did he tell him? That's what brought us back to. He said, especially the fastest 2 positions, the fastest 2 positions in salat are, who's going to help me? Number 1, when you finish Sami Allahu liman hamida and bam, diving to sujood. That's the first fast one. And the second, MashaAllah, everybody knows, between the 2 sajda. Boom! As if like, I want to go back, yallah. Huh? So he said, فَارْكَعْ حَتَّى تَطْمَئِنَّ رَاكِعًا. Allahu Akbar. Make ruku'ah until you are at peace in ruku'ah. At peace in ruku'ah. Your back is straight. You put some water, it will not move. ثُمَّ, and this is the fast position, stand up until you are at peace standing. قائما حتى تطمئن قائما. Every bone will go back to its position and then you go down to sujood. And similarly, every single move. He taught, this is how the teacher of the ummah taught us how to perform salat. Slow down. Slow down. it will change everything. Number one, presence of the heart. Number two, understand what you're saying. Number three, slow down. Number four, and this is the main key for salat, for khushu'. Three words. Talk to Allah. Wallahi, this key changed all my life. Talk to Allah. Yani when I'm saying, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, Ya Allah, you chose me to be Muslim and the guy who works next to me worship a cow. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Ya Allah, you gave me all this health and all this, and people are in millions are suffering. Ya Allah, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. I'm talking to Allah. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Ya Allah, you are so merciful. I committed so many sins and you keep forgiving me. Maliki Yawmiddin. Ya Allah, you are the owner of that day that determines my destiny. And I'm doing my best. If you want to be saved on Maliki Yawmiddin, make sure you do Iyaka na'budu wa Iyaka nasta'in. And all of that Fatiha is preparation to the most important and the best dua in the whole Quran, which is Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim. We go through this dua so quickly, even though, can you imagine, that dua only is answered, where would I be? Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim. Ya Allah, please, I'm confused about this, I'm confused about that. So many opinions, so many this, so many that. Who's right, who's wrong? Ya Allah, guide me, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, you're the only one. Ya Allah, your name is Al-Hadi. Please guide me, Ya Allah. Huge difference between Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim and Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim, sirat al-ladina an'amta alayhim. What are you doing? Where are you going? And then at the end, I say Ameen. What does Ameen mean? What does Ameen mean? Do you know what Ameen means? What does it mean? Allahumma stajib. Ya Allah, answer my dua. That's why the sunnah is to go to a bigger congregation, because maybe one of the people who said Ameen is Salih, and to include us all. Because the Imam is not saying Ihdini, he's saying Ihdina, all of us. And one of them said Ameen, and he's righteous, inshallah, it will include us all. I'm talking to Allah. Talk to Allah. ربنا لك الحمد حمدا كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه. You know, people my age and maybe a little bit younger, and of course the people who are older, remember Christopher Reeve, Superman. You know, Christopher Reeve, for the people who are very young, used to be the actor who acted Superman. Christopher Reeve, I think it was early 2000s, he had an accident. And he was on the horse, yeah, and you know that sport when you jump with the horse over the fences. So the horse fell, and many doctors here, he hit something and he became completely paralyzed, totally paralyzed. I don't know how many surgeries, I don't know, they said 50, I don't know, millions of dollars of operations. And then after all that, they did a gathering like this, and all of you are media, all the media channels. And they brought him, and he came, and I remember the video, he came with the electronic chair, he came with his head like this, remember? And he came and he sat, and everybody's cameras on him, and he cannot move anything. And then one guy came next to him, raised his hand, and Christopher Reeve did this. What is this? Amazing. $50 million to do this. Look at this. Free. ربنا لك الحمد. ربنا لك الحمد. حمدا كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه. I will only appreciate this when something happens to me. When I wake up in the morning and suddenly my arm is numb, I get scared. But every day that I wake up normal, nothing. Alhamdulillah alladhi ahyana ba'dama amatana wa ilayhi an-nushur. Blessings? Oh my God. I mean, you don't have to go so far. You know. We are literally drowning in the blessings of Allah Azza wa Jalla. Allahumma ja'alna min ash-shakirin, ya Rabbi. So imagine I'm feeling all these things when I say, Rabbana laka alhamd. Rabbana laka alhamd. You know, one time I loved to play soccer and I stopped because I was playing with the Egyptians. Where's the Egyptian brothers? Dr. Jafar, I stopped playing with Egyptians soccer. They're very harsh in soccer. They take the game so seriously. And in New York, they hit me on the knee, khalas. I said, that's it, I have to. So subhanAllah, that week, I had to pray on a chair. Wallahi, I cried. I cried. And I missed sujood so much that till this day, I say, Ya Allah, I beg you, don't deprive me from sujood. And I only appreciated sujood when I prayed on the chair. I never appreciate sujood. Everybody makes sujood. Everybody's making sujood. You want to appreciate sujood? Pray 1 week on the chair. Pray 1 day on the chair. Pray 1 salat on the chair. What is this? Where's the feeling of my head on the ground to my Creator? And multiply that by millions of ni'am that we do not feel until they're gone, or we see someone who does not have them. Tons of ni'am, tons. So imagine, I'm sitting down, At-tahiyyatu lillah. I'm greeting Allah Azza wa Jal. Was-salawat wat-tayyibat. Everything. I'm living, I'm talking to Allah Azza wa Jal. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad. كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم. I'm talking to Allah. Subhan Rabbi al-A'la. Subhan Rabbi al-A'la. Wallahi, just in the Isha Salat, just please try to practice that I am talking to Allah. Now let me get technical. These are the 4 feelings. Now, the practical tips are as follow. And this have nothing to do with Hanafi, Shafi'i, Hanbali. This is not my madhab. I don't know where the Sheikh is from. I'm giving you ways to pray that every single move I'm telling you, it has a dalil. It has an evidence. I'm not telling you that the way you pray is wrong and I'm teaching you how the way to pray. All I'm telling you is the way I'm teaching you is 100% right. I don't know how, I'm not going to ask everybody how they pray, where they put their hand, what they do. All I'm telling you is that this 100% is right. Yours could be right also, because there are differences of opinion, but this is 100% right. Okay. So when I start the salat, I raise my hands. The hands have to be like this, closed, and 2 positions, either by the shoulders or by the ears. So I can do Allahu Akbar or Allahu Akbar. Those both are okay. I remember when we first learned the salat, Allahu Akbar. You have to touch the ears. Maybe there's somebody misunderstood the hadith, because the hadith mentioned the ears, by the ears. You don't have to touch the ears. You know, Allahu Akbar. Or Allahu Akbar. Okay. Which one do I do? And this is another secret of gaining khushu'ah. One time I do this, one time I do this. So I can keep focusing. The more I get my brain involved in the salat, the higher the possibility of khushu'. So as long as everything is authentic, I can change, I can alternate. And we're going to see as we go, there are so many things that I can alternate. Allahu Akbar. What happens after Allahu Akbar? By the way, we put, of course, we all know, you put the right hand on the left hand, and between the belly button and all this area is good. And you can do this, you can do this, the easiest one is the right hand grabbing the left wrist. What do we do always, all the time? Allahu Akbar, Subhanak Allahumma wa bihamdik, Tabarak asmuk, wa ta'ala jadduk, wa la ilaha ghayruk. Right? Automatic, without thinking. Right? By the way, this dua, according to the hadith, is the most beloved dua to Allah. The hadith said that in the salat. But because we do it so much, no more understanding. Allahu Akbar, Subhanakallah, wa bihamdihi, Tabarak asmuhu, ta'ala jadduk. No. Today in Isha, I'm going to do another one. There are 7 authentic dua that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said before the Fatiha. It's called dua il-istiftah. Istiftah means opening, right? Allahumma ba'id bayni wa bayna khatayai kama ba'adta bayna al-mashriqi wal-maghrib. This is long, but I'm going to teach you one very easy. And it's in Sahih Muslim. Allahu Akbar kabira, walhamdulillahi kathira, wa subhanallahi bukratan wa asila. Hard? Let's do it all together. Allahu Akbar kabira, walhamdulillahi kathira, wa subhanallahi bukratan wa asila. Allahu Akbar kabira, very easy. Alhamdulillahi kathira, very easy. Wa subhanallahi bukratan wa asila. What does bukra and asila mean? Morning and night. So at least you know what you're saying. Allahu Akbar. This salat, I'm going to change. I'm going to say this. وجهت وجهي للذي فطر السماوات والأرض حنيفا مسلما وما أنا من المشركين. Another dua. اللهم رب جبرائيل وميكائيل وإسرافيل فاطر السماوات والأرض عالم الغيب والشهادة. Another dua. But let's pick those two. Alternate. One time Subhanaka, one time Allahu Akbar kabira. It will change everything. Because now it becomes mechanical. Allahu Akbar, Subhanak Allahumma rabbana alhamdulillah tabarak asmuk. And then you go, no. I'm going to change now. I'm going to do another one. Because they are all 100% authentic. Rasulullah did them. Similarly, Ameen, Qul huwallahu ahad, Allahu samad. No. Today I'm going to recite إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح. I'm going to recite قل يا أيها الكافرون لإلاف قريش. I'm going to tell yourself I'm going to change. Otherwise, automatically والعصر comes out. Automatically قل أعوذ برب الناس. Automatic. There's no concentration. The more I alternate, the more my brain is involved, the more I'm enjoying the salat. But if it's all the same, everything is the same, there's no feeling, there's nothing. I'm just doing some mechanical movement, exercise, and I'm done. That's why we don't feel anything after the salat. Can you imagine that after every salat, I'm supposed to increase my iman? Can you imagine? After every ibadah, after Ramadan is over, I'm supposed to have iman boost. After Hajj is over, I'm supposed to have iman boost. Similarly, after every salat, but I don't feel it. Why? Because of what's happening. It becomes just like mechanical. I'm just moving. Similarly, now, what is the solution for the problem of the rush? Those two positions, Sami Allahu liman hamida, and between the two sajda. What is the solution? Tonight, I'm going to give you the solution. Sami Allahu liman hamida. You are praying alone. Or you are ma'moom. Or you are imam. Sami Allahu liman hamida. Rabbana lakal hamd. Hamdan kathiran tayyiban mubarakan fi. There's a huge long one. But when you say that, automatically your position took longer, right? سمع الله لمن حمد ربنا لك الحمد حمدا كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه. If you want to continue, ملء السماوات وملء الأرض وملء ما بينهما وملء ما شئت من شيء بعد أهل الثناء والمجد أحق ما قال العبد وكلنا لك عبد اللهم لا مانع لما أعطيت ولا معطي لما منعت ولا ينفع ذا الجد منك الجد. All of that is authentic. But if I say that, Sheikh, Allahu Akbar, right? يلا يا Sheikh, come on. But at least ربنا لك الحمد حمدا كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه. 5 words. حمدا كثيرا طيبا. We all know the words that are common Urdu and Arabic. طيبا مباركا فيه, full of barakah. That by itself, it will make your position stay longer in that position that everybody rushes. Now I go down to ruku'. Okay? In ruku', is there anything other than Subhana Rabbi al-Azim from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Is there any dua other than Subhana Rabbi al-Azim? Shو ya shabab? Yes or no? Yes, 100%. What are they? There are few. There's a 5-word one. سبوح قدوس رب الملائكة والروح. Change. It's authentic. You're not making up stuff. Your Habib, your Rasul, your guide did it. سبحان ربي العظيم سبحان ربي العظيم سبحان ربي العظيم سبوح قدوس رب الملائكة والروح سبحانك اللهم ربنا وبحمدك اللهم اغفر لي اللهم لك ركعت وبك آمنت ولك أسلمت خشع لك سمعي وبصري ومخي وعظمي وعصبي الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده. I'm not telling you memorize them all. Add one. سبوح قدوس رب الملائكة والروح. روح is جبريل, ملائكة we know. سبوح قدوس رب الملائكة والروح. That took care of the ruku'. Now the ruku' is a little bit longer. Just one. And wallahi, when I read this hadith, I could not believe, and I felt like this big. I read this hadith and I made a video about it. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in his tahajjud. This is only for tahajjud. سبحان ذي العظمة والجبروت سبحان ذي الملكوت والجبروت والملك سبحان ذي الجبروت والملكوت والكبرياء والعظمة. سبحان ذي الجبروت والملكوت والكبرياء والعظمة. In tahajjud. Guess how long he said it for? In the hadith it says, as long as it takes you to recite Surah Al-Baqarah. This is the one whom guaranteed Jannah. This is the one whom gonna open the doors of Jannah. And the one who does not know anything, Subhan Rabbi Azim, Subhan Rabbi Azim, Subhan Rabbi Azim, Yallah. It says, and I timed it, يعني the fastest Baqarah, the fastest recitation of Baqarah, 35-40 minutes. 40 minutes in ruku'. 40 minutes in ruku'. In tahajjud. Allahu Akbar. That's another option. سمع الله لمن حمده ربنا لك الحمد. Again, raise my hands if you are from the people who raise your hands, same position, and then Allahu Akbar. I go down to my sujood. When we go down to the sujood, enjoy it. This is the best position you could ever be. I beg Allah, Ya Allah, I beg you, with the best of your names, to take my soul and everybody here's soul when we are in sujood. Next to the Kaaba. Ameen, Ya Rabbi. You are in sujood. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said you are the closest to Allah when you are in sujood. Why are you rushing? You're the closest to Allah. Yalla, start the dua. Ask, Ya akhi, what do you want? What do you want? You want righteous children? You want a good wife? You want a good husband? You want a good job? You want peace at home? What do you want? You are closest to the one who can solve all your problems.